Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to Poorboys Little Homestead. First time here, thanks for dropping in. Feel free to drop in anytime you feel, my friend. Well, guys, today we've been getting a lot of rain. My swimming pool needs to be drained, so I thought this would be the perfect opportunity. Some of you have been asking the questions of how you use these little hand vacs with the hose that you just purchased at Wal-Mart. How you use these with your Sandpro 75D or any other sand filter, I'm sure. So today we're going to be using a Wal-Mart hand vac here. Connect it to our Sandpro 75D sand filter to show y'all how to vacuum the pool. Now, if you've been following along my videos, you know I put cutoff valves and I plumbed in another part over here where I can hook my vacuum cleaner hose straight on to it. So when I get to attaching it, I'm going to show y'all how I'm doing it, but then I'll tell you at that point you would have to hook your line into your port B on your swimming pool. If you got a Coleman Power Steel Deluxe pool like this, you got port A is your return water, and you got two port B's, which is your water coming out of your pool to your pump. So first off, you want to make sure your pump's off, and mine's powered off. In our pool, we have the Polaris 65 vacuum, and it works off of your return water. But I'm gonna go on and unplug it. And if any of you guys got the Polaris 65 vacuum, or you plan on getting one, right here where your line plugs into your return port, stuck right in here in the end is a little screen. And you need to keep that screen clean, because even though this water goes through your pump and stuff, this screen still collects debris and stuff that needs to be cleaned out. So what you want to do first is take your vacuum, stick it over in your pool, put all your hose in your pool, and you need to fill this hose up with water. There's two ways you can do that. You can stand here and hold the end underwater until your hose fills up. The easier way to do it is go turn your pump back on and hold it over there in front of your return port. That's why I undone my Polaris, so I can hold it in front of that port and fill this hose up with water. So that's what I'm going to do at this moment. Alright, I got it full. At this point, you would hook your hose to your port B on your swimming pool. And that's your water coming out of your pool going to your pump. This pool has two port B's. But now on my pool, if you'll go back and see how I plumb valves into my pump, and I went on and put this valve here to where I can hook my vacuum hose straight right here. And that little fitting I just screwed in there is one of them extra fittings that come with your pump. You stick that hose on there. Now on my valves, this is my water that's returning from my pool to my pump. So I'm gonna close that because now I want it to suck water through this vacuum hose this way. So I'm gonna open this valve. And then on your Sandpro sand filter, it's in filtration mode, which is normal operating mode. You want to turn it to winterize. Now you could vacuum your pool in filtration mode. But whatever you vacuum is going to be trapped in your sand in your filter, and your water is going to be returning to your pool. So if you got a lot of algae on the bottom of your pool or a bunch of dirt, it's no sense in trapping it in your filter when you're going to have to turn around and backwash and rinse your filter anyway. So go on and put it in winterization, which means like you're gonna be draining your pool through this pump, and it's gonna be sucking vacuum. Try to get this around here where y'all can see it. Again, I'm gonna put it in winterization mode. I'm gonna open my valve here, which is my waste. Like I said, if you ain't hooked these up with valves, this is where you would just unscrew your waste plug on the side. So now I'm finna go turn on my power, and we would be vacuuming. Now I'm just demonstrating here because my pool don't need vacuum. But the vacuum cleaner is sucking down there now. Even though that hose, some of it's floating, it's got enough water that it's sucking, because there's my water going out. That's the water going out. And I'm having trouble seeing because the sun's so bright. But I hook that hose up here. And that's my water going out on the ground, and it's sucking through this vacuum cleaner hose. You can see when I pick this vacuum up, it's sucking. I'm doing that so y'all can see it and hear it. It's sucking water. And these little vacuums, you just go real slow over your algae and dirt. I ain't got no dirt in the bottom of mine to actually vacuum up. I'm just doing this because some has been asking me to do a video on how to use this vacuum. Running it through a Sandpro 75. As y'all can see, in backwash mode, that's coming through my waste. So that's the water that's sucking up from that vacuum cleaner on the bottom, coming through the vacuum cleaner. Goes through my valve, through the pump, so it's sending it straight out your waste. And that's how I would vacuum with my sand pump. I wouldn't vacuum with my pump in filtration mode, because it ain't no sense in trapping your trash, algae and all that in your sand and then have no backwash to get it all cleaned out. So since my pool don't need vacuum, now I'm gonna turn my pump back off. Disconnect my vacuum, get it out of the pool. Close my valve that where my vacuum's hooked up. Then I'm gonna open my port B valve so it can suck water. And I'm gonna turn it back on, and I'm gonna backwash till I know I'm seeing clean water, which is gonna be clean because that's all I'm vacuuming out. But then you turn your pump back off. You close your valve to rinse. Turn your pump back on and you let it rinse itself for at least 60 seconds. And what that does, it settles all your sand back down in your filter. Then you can turn your pump back off, change your valve to filtration position, turn your pump on, and you're back in operation. I'm finna close my valve that I had piped in to where I just had that vacuum hooked to. I'm gonna close it. Then I'm gonna open my main valve back that comes from my 2 port Bs. I'm gonna put the Sandpro 75D in backwash, and I'm gonna turn my pump on and I'm gonna let it backwash and look at the water. But like I said, mine's gonna be clean because I ain't done nothing to get it dirty. Now, after you've run that for a little while and you see your water's clean coming out of it, turn your pump back off. And guys, this is an important step. Now go to rinse. But the way a sand filter works, when you backwashing, it's disrupting all that sand in that filter and stirring it up to get the dirt out of it. So it's very important that you rinse after you backwash. That changes the way the water comes into your filter and it makes the sand settle back down. That way when you put it in filtration mode, it won't be some nasty dirt still in there and pump it back in your pool. So it's a very important step to make sure you always rinse after you backwash. And they also recommend to rinse for 60 seconds. And the reason being, that gives it time to make that sand settle back down in place. All the time you doing this, you sucking water out of your pool. So a good time to do this, a good time to backwash and clean your filters is after you've had a big rain and your pool's done got higher and you need to get some water out. That's a good time to backwash and rinse your filters, no matter what the pressure gauge is saying. Go on while you need to remove water from the pool, and you can kill 2 birds in 1 stone. Keep your sand backwashed out and drain your pool. And if you don't get no rain, you're starting over with your fresh backwash sand. Alright, it's been a good minute. Now I'm going to turn my pump back off. Now my pump's off. Now I'm going to go out of rinse position, back into filtration position. Then I'm going to make sure my valve's open, going in my return back on port 8. Again, this is where I put a valve in. This particular pool here had this little valve here, but I ain't got to use it no more. So now I turn my pump back on, and I'm back in filtration and I'm up operation again. So guys, I hope this helps someone out. It's been several of you asking me to post this video on how to use the little hand vacuum cleaner. Personally, if we'd have had this pump when we first set this pool up, I could have used that hand vacuum and got our pool cleaner faster, because it had a whole lot of dirty settlement, if y'all seen when I put this pool up, that water we put in here. Now we might have to use that one day when we start up in the beginning of the season for algae or something, but I don't foresee us having to use this hand vacuum as long as this Polaris is keeping the trash and stuff picked up off the bottom, leaves and anything like that. It's doing a good job. Someone put on there the other day that you was going to ask me in September how I still like this Polaris. Well, I can go on and answer that for you right now. The only way I'm not going to like this Polaris come September is if it just outright quits. Because if it continues doing as good as it's been doing, which is what it should do as long as it's working, my answer is going to be I love it. Now, if it just quits and don't last that long, then I have to give it a thumbs down for not lasting longer than that. But I hope this little video helps someone out. Guys, please give me a big thumbs up. Hit subscribe, share my videos, help me grow my YouTube channel. Thanks for watching. God bless, and I'll see y'all next time.